Hello again, everyone. It's Nick Michalak and the marvelous Steve Frazier.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And we're giving you a little bit of variety today.
Something new.
We're doing a lot of horror stuff as of late and stuff like that. So we're going to give you the unrated, not actually unrated, it's just the extended director's cut of the Expendables.
Like the standard, Blu-ray, if you have the
Right.
Okay.
It was not released on DVD, but it's been 10 years.
Okay.
It's been out for 9-10 years, so easy to find on VOD, stuff like that. But we're going to watch the Stallone director's cut.
All right.
And get it on this thing. So, guys, get your subtitles turned on. We'll give a countdown to sync up. So, in 3, 2, 1, play.
Now, we realize that you've spent the last half an hour getting through all the little sub-menus trailers and all the other shit that's on the front of this DVD.
If you're on VOD, you just clicked it and probably went right to it.
Christ's sake. I mean... Lionsgate. Another Lionsgate. Mm-hmm. We do lots of those around here.
We're racking them up.
Millennium. I'm not familiar with Millennium.
I don't know if they're a subsidiary of Lionsgate or whatnot. I know the logo was on front of the fourth Rambo film, which Stallone did 2 years before this. So
I wonder if maybe it's associated with him in some way.
I don't know.
His production people or whatever.
I've been just producers he was hooked up with, and they wanted to keep working together.
Now, is this a Stallone write and direct, or
he co-wrote it and directed it?
Okay. I know sometimes he usually has some hand in the writing.
Right, credited or uncredited. He usually puts his hands in there somewhere. Sometimes for better, sometimes not so much.
Right. Can't imagine that's a real sky situation here.
Yeah,
I feel like
so as they get onto the deck of the ship, there's a little bit of green screen background going on for it. But yeah, so much. If anyone ended up watching the introduction Stallone had at the head of this, which I watched last night or the day before, he was more or less kind of saying okay, when you put it out theatrically, you get a lot of input from a lot of different areas about test screenings and other people's opinions, and they kind of alter the complexion of the film. And after the hype dies down and stuff like that, you kind of settle back into it. He felt like, okay, he thought differently about how he edited certain things and presented things, and kind of went back to how things were originally scripted for the film, and found where he liked the film better in this version of the film.
So this is truer to the original idea?
Yeah.
Which is different than the theatrical?
In some places, in terms of some of the presentation of some of the violence.
Oh, okay.
And some place it comes in more later on in the film where it's a little differently executed, but there's some places where he focuses on different aspects of the characters and fleshes them out a little bit more here and there. VHS.
Oh, right, the old... I'm glad we have subtitles on here because, good Christ.
Yeah.
Where did it say this was?
Shit.
Did it say Somalia or something like that?
I think so. 2 seconds.
I was too busy.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Somali Pirates, Gulf of Aden.
Okay. Great visual with all of the laser.
Yeah.
Wherever the red light goes.
You bang.
You bang. You got it.
Yeah, you can see his little digital background there.
Oh, above them?
A little, yeah, you can definitely see that the sky behind him is a little green screened in. You get the wider shots.
Because that looks pretty good.
Yeah, it just looks a little off in terms
of
a little hokey.
Black
levels stuff. Yeah, just I mean, they had $80 million on this film, but obviously with the amount of
Jesus
established and such stars and whatnot they had in this, I'm like, okay, well, and the action set pieces and everything, a lot more towards the practical stuff and the people in the film and everything.
Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty decent mix of special, like CGI and practical.
Practicals. Yeah. Sounds like Predator.
A little bit. The red lights there felt a little hokey.
Well, yeah.
And obviously that man being blown in half was real. Ugh.
Yeah, it gets better later in the film. I don't know why that.
He is a badass.
Statham, yeah. And when I saw Transporter just sitting in the theater there, not having any clue, man, the guy blew me. That movie was kick ass, man. Oh, Terry Crews, man, he's hilarious.
Yeah, he is. He's really pretty great.
He's charismatic.
And Stallone has such, I don't know, gravitas that you know, like.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But I feel like you just take him seriously no matter what.
Yeah. You can turn that on real easy.
And this is one of those, let's just reunite all my friends and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
He just asked for the money. The little comedic
the rapport.
banter is
it's really sharp.
There gets to be some points where things are a little too hokey with the dialogue,
especially in the sequels. They start getting a little more loose.
How do you feel about old Jet Li there? That is Jet Li, right? Am I thinking?
Yeah, it was Jet Li.
Okay.
It's fine in Lethal 4.
Yeah, I guess.
It's the only thing I've seen him in other than this stuff. Obviously, he's not super fluent in English, so his dialogue is a little
limited.
Limited. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. You know much about Dolph Lundgren?
No.
This guy's got like PhDs and freaking he's almost like a certifiable genius.
Okay, I know that. I know that he was a boxing champ at one point, and then his son comes back to fight Rocky's kid. But other than that,
he has a degree in chemical engineering from the Royal Institute of Technology.
Oh,
master's degree in chemical engineering. Black belts. This guy's got martial arts. He knows his degrees in scientific areas of research and everything. The guy is a high level guy.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't think I knew any of that.
Yeah, there's a lot more to him than you thought.
He's trying to go rogue here, right?
Oh, yeah. A lot of the story unfolds that he has a little bit of a problem.
Okay.
With substances, stuff like that, and he's an edgy type of character.
Yeah, Jet Li doesn't really do it for me, and
no,
I don't know if I necessarily buy him as part of this group.
Yeah,
maybe.
The guy I like it. Guy along those lines I like is Donnie Yen. I think he's a really damn good martial artist, and I think he's got a little bit more bilingual handle and whatnot. I've seen him in a couple things. He's been really fantastic.
I mean, I guess, as far as like a martial arts contingent to your mercenary group.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Like, everybody else just Not to say that he couldn't kick my ass, because he could.
Probably, yeah, sure, could.
I mean, everybody could.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, this is another alteration with the director's cut where this is a song from Sully Erna from Godsmack that they wrote directly for the film, but then cut it for the theatrical version, but reinstated it for the director's cut.
Interesting.
And so I think the original opening title sequence was kind of more over the opening scene and whatnot, so they didn't have much of that. This adds more of that sort of a little more contemplative sensibility about the seriousness of the film.
Were the I forgot Eric Roberts is in this. Were the cast credits here over in the same position?
I don't think so.
Because I like them on top of the, having the listed over the actor.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Randy Couture, UFC guy. Oh, Stone Cold.
Right. I think he was officially Steve Austin at this point.
Yeah.
He legally changed his name to Steve Austin.
Because his real name was Steve Williams.
That's correct.
Because Dr. Death was around, he couldn't go that route.
That's correct. But he had legally changed to Austin, I think, at some point. But I don't know.
That's good, because then he doesn't have to really kind of throw money back at Vince McMahon. Even though he was Austin from kind of the beginning or whatnot.
Right.
Just so there's no entanglements or something with certain things.
Terry Crews gets special billing at the end, which I think is interesting. Usually those are... Oh, my boy.
Oh.
Rourke. Usually those special billings are, for cameos or higher profile people in lower roles.
Right.
Which, it's a different... it's an entirely different pay grade, too, I think.
Right.
For that special billing. Yeah. So, I think it's interesting.
You want their notoriety for a real quick thing. So you're going to give them a certain standout credit here that's not in the main credits or whatnot, but it's like you're...
I just think it's interesting because Terry Crews is
pretty equal with everyone else. I was going to say,
he's as far as the level of character goes.
Yeah. You got music from Brian Tyler, who did the music for the fourth Rambo film, kind of keeping Jerry Goldsmith's music from the franchise. He did a fantastic job of it.
The fourth Rambo film might be my favorite one.
It's definitely the best sequel by a wide margin.
Yeah. This is a little slow for me.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's. I see it from Stallone's perspective. You're trying to give a little gravitas to these characters up front.
Yeah, but showing them sleeping on a plane ride home is a little long-winded.
Maybe a little bit. I didn't. I'm a fair amount of a Godsmack fan. I was trying to decipher. It's that does sound like Sully Erna on this thing. I had to double check it because there's special post credits on the whole thing where it gives this director's cut additional credits on the movie.
Weird.
Because it's actually not listed on the IMDb.
And what town is this?
I think they... Well, on the Wikipedia I was just looking at it, they said New Orleans.
I was going to say, I saw Poydras Street.
Yeah, definitely the little metal work.
Yeah, the balconies.
That's definitely New Orleans.
Right. Well, I couldn't tell by the skyline, because when you say New Orleans to the normal person, they think of the French Quarter.
And that's not much of anything to look at from a distance.
Right, so... when I saw Poydras Street, which I've been on, I was like, "Oh, that's New Orleans," and we said it at the same time. And wouldn't this be a scenario that you don't necessarily want to come home to? They did a good job with her body language here.
Yeah, uncomfortable.
And I'm not sure if we're supposed to... I feel like we're supposed to like all of the mercenaries.
Yeah.
Even though some of them have some...
Lundgren is a little on the edge of...
Well, yeah, but he's also been kicked out of the group, so it's a little wonky there. But Statham here, I feel like, is always on the fence of, like, do I actually like this character?
Yeah, he can straddle the line. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's really good. Oh,
I mean, this guy
fucking laser eyes there.
He looks like
Statham.
looks like a quarterback. Great line, by the way.
Yeah.
The friend line.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me that guy isn't a quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know if they said, how long has he been gone? Like a month?
A month.
And what is this Ducati he's on?
And
Like, is this thing could probably cost more than my house. That's a good line.
yeah, don't let him come down here. Oh.
Dude.
Woo.
That's a bad tattoo on her wrist, by the way.
Yeah.
And I don't know if at this point you necessarily feel like all of these people could murder you at any given moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at some point here, they all become super badass, and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
afraid of all of them.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
I don't like motorcycles.
Sounds filled with them.
Sadly.
Now, it's rather interesting because Mickey Rourke was shooting Iron Man 2 at the exact same time as this, so kind of a similar situation we're talking about with Saw 3 with the one guy.
Yep.
He basically had to fly in for like a weekend to shoot his scenes on Expendables here and couldn't change his look from what he had in Iron Man 2, so that's why he's got this weird hair going.
Well, it's a great look. And he's great.
Oh, yeah.
I was really hoping he would win the Oscar that year for The Wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird with Rourke. He's got these little waves in his career. It's like, okay, 80s he had some stuff going on.
Yep.
Then kind of went did the boxing thing for a while, and that kind of messed him up a little bit. Then he comes back with The Wrestler and stuff like that. Then he just kind of... I don't know where he's been like the last 10 years.
Well, he actually teased a little bit that I thought he was going to be involved with WWE.
Yeah, the whole thing with Jericho.
Right. And then...
And I think Rourke took it a little too seriously. Because I guess at WrestleMania he brought up like some genuine toughs to like, if things go a little off the rails, he's going to do something bad. So it was... and also Jericho is a guy who's like, he's very much a guy who's going to poke the bear a lot of times.
Yep.
So... Yeah, look at Stallone here, man. A lot of that ink is real.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I would never have guessed that.
Yeah, because I remember seeing him in the Get Carter remake, and he was even like twice the size he is here. And he already had a little bit of ink on his arms.
I just assume that all tattoos are fake. All the time.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Hold on. He didn't have... I'm trying to think about the fourth Rambo film, because he had a t-shirt on the whole film, so it might have been covered up for the most of it, I think, so...
Yeah, and I don't know if he goes shirtless in the Creed movies, I don't remember.
I don't think so. I only saw the first one, I don't think so.
Creed 2 is a little bit of a stretch, but it's good.
Okay.
It's good. It's not as good as Creed 1. I love the...
I think he wants to give him a Bam Bam Bigelow look.
There you go. I like it.
little spider web.
Sounds great, by the way. All these... Very sexy. This is one of those things that I love in movies, where characters have a history.
Yeah.
And they don't treat the audience like they're stupid.
That they have to exposit it. Not like they have to exposit it, but just like it's matter of fact. That you can feel it through the chemistry and the rapport they have and everything like that. It feels like they have personality dynamics.
Like, we know that these two have played this game 100 times already.
Right.
And they didn't have to say what it was, or because in their mind they already know because they're living it.
Right.
And I just love when movies don't treat the audience like they're stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Velena. Any idea where the island of Velena is?
I'm half imagining it's fictional.
I agree. I kind of said that because I was assuming that it was fictional. I've never actually looked. I thought I was pretty well versed in geography.
I'm on the wrong page on the Wikipedia here. Give me a second.
All right. I'll just talk about this giant mansion and mercenaries that are...
No, there's no link to a Velena. It's just,
okay.
Imagine it's...
In their raspberry berets here. Palatial estate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sky is fake.
Yeah.
General. I forgot this guy's in here. He was on Dexter.
Okay.
And he might have still been in Dexter when this was happening. Like, I feel like he's a badass. I'm afraid of him.
Okay.
He's just got a great look, this guy.
Yeah. Talk about a guy with a great look. I like Eric Roberts, man. He's really smooth.
Yeah.
Especially when you got that bastard behind him.
SCSA.
Austin looks taller here than he does in the ring, honestly, because everyone's here is like 5'8".
Right. Yeah, he really does kind of stand out
as like Big Show and Undertaker's like you don't look that big.
And I don't think he's very tall. I think
he's roughly 6 feet, I'd imagine. Maybe.
I was gonna say 6'2".
Because like Rock is like 6'5", so maybe 6'2".
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, here's old Bruce Willis. Mr. Church is great, by the way.
Bruce Willis when he actually cares. This scene shows Bruce Willis what he can do when he actually cares about what he's doing. Because a lot of the stuff he does now, he don't give a shit. Fucking direct-to-video nonsense. There we go. Planet Hollywood, the movie.
Oh yeah, I guess it was these three.
Yes, it was.
Well, first of all, Stallone's character being named Barney is just amazing.
I can buy it.
And great line. I think the banter here between these two is so great.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this scene is what they're like in real life.
Probably not too far off. Definitely Arnold. Arnold just feels like himself.
The wink is especially good.
Yeah.
There's a little nod to
Yeah, a little
Rambo.
Rambo nod there. It's fine.
Another great line.
That was right on the money there.
I don't know if he was still the governor here. Probably, I don't think so.
Might have been just after.
Well, I don't think he made any movies while governor. So
And he wasn't well, he had that little...
The Terminator 3, right?
He had Terminator 3, that little cameo in the rundown with The Rock, where he just has that pass by.
But I think Terminator 3 was the first one he made after the governorship ended. But he could actually have a role.
Well, Terminator 3 was like 2003, so it might have been right before or right on it.
Ooh, okay. Oh, yeah. I guess it had to have been the last one before he...
Probably,
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, this scene shows Bruce Willis can turn it the fuck on, man. He's intimidating here. There's a lot to say about that. But yeah, with Terminator 3, yeah, because I think Arnold lobbied to make sure that the Terminator 3 was shot in like Los Angeles or California for the make it look good for when he would go up for the campaign and everything.
Okay.
But he created jobs in the state by doing that. So.
Another good line. Like, the movie's full of good one-liners, and sometimes
because these two have fantastic chemistry.
Like, you buy that these two are best friends.
Oh yeah.
General map of Valena. Where did you purchase that, sir?
Dolph just got a great look, man. He just looks scary. Doesn't hurt that he's like 6'9" or something.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Christ. Stallone wearing lifts.
He must be. Like Mickey.
Dolph, he just got slouched down a little bit more in this scene.
Yeah, they're definitely shooting it from an angle where you can't quite tell.
Yeah.
I want to see Dolph next to Austin.
We do get that. Yeah, there's a scene. There's a scene later. I don't know if they're in the same frame.
Stallone looks awesome here.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great car, too.
It's nice, yeah. It gives a certain flavor for the character.
Goodbye. I've never been a Randy Couture fan.
Half been.
Jet Li, is Jet Li like 100 years old? Because he really...
He's got a lot of age on his face.
Yeah.
A lot of character.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about him I just don't like.
Yeah, the voice doesn't quite match up with the visual of him.
Right. And what's that he's wearing around his neck? That's stupid.
Yeah.
His Hawaiian shirt is stupid.
I mean, they do try to play him up a little bit more funny in a certain way, so they don't try to make him quite as serious. He's got a little moment coming up here. He's talking about his ear.
The ear story. Again, here's one of those things where the banter, even though he is telling the story, the banter says, we've heard it a million times.
Yeah.
And
he just wants to keep bringing it up to make a point about something.
You know what all of these characters are like.
Yeah.
And I do like
Queer ear.
I like the juxtaposition of how, in a scene like this, you want to be friends with all of them and hang out with all of them. Like, I want to be in this room making jokes.
It's all chill.
Laughing and eating whatever it is that Terry Crews is eating. Oh, chicken gumbo, I think is what he says. Oh. I love me some gumbo. I need to get back to New Orleans real bad.
He's got it real bad there.
He does have it bad, yeah. And it was nice that they worked it into the script just to...
Yeah, give it a good little character. Oh. Mrs. McQueen.
Not a fan.
No.
Not a fan.
I'll turn it down then.
Oh, well, at the rate we're going, somebody's going to sue you for using their music on this YouTube video.
God damn it. Enough problems.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
I like the name Lee Christmas.
Yep.
No?
Yeah.
You dig it?
Yeah,
you dig it?
I'm down with it. I went to school with a gal who, her family name was Christmas.
Okie doke.
So.
I always feel like it doesn't come to enough of a point of. You're almost expecting a big punchline about the whole thing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just because it's an unusual name?
Right. Well, it just seems like an easy target to make some kind of joke about it. You know?
Okay.
I mean, there's a few minor bits here and there, but there's no big punchline about it. So, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if it's any different than, naming him Smith or something.
Sure, I don't know. It's easy pun material is all I'm saying.
Right.
You're almost expecting
opportunity squandered.
Sure. I'm not saying that they should or shouldn't. It's almost expectation that you...
Can you just fly a plane wherever you want if you own one? I don't know if that's... Is that a thing?
Usually...
You know what I mean?
With a plane like this, I don't know. I mean, usually there's a port authority or something. Or an airstrip you gotta get clearance from. You need licenses or clearance or something.
Like, if I have a little two-seater Cessna, can I just, obviously you have to have a license and you park it at near an airport or whatever.
Sure.
Although I have been I went once to a party at a house that was in a neighborhood that had runways.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because a lot of the people in the neighborhood had
licenses,
small
aircraft.
It was an airplane community almost.
Okay.
So there was runways every other street. So if I lived there, can I just take off and fly to Puerto Rico and land in a field and then come back?
You can try. I don't know if you're going to get rousted by someone in the process.
So I don't know. I'm just can these two just fly anywhere? And I like the banter is causing a distraction.
Yeah.
I just love these guys. Just let me into the country, please. I don't know where they filmed this, but that looked pretty authentic in the background there.
Yeah, not sure.
Oh, he was a stowaway.
Okay.
Man, he's intimidating. He's not intimidating.
Nah.
Simple island life.
Oh, they shot in Brazil.
Okay. I could see that. This feels Brazilian to me. I haven't been to Brazil, but... Oh, the Red Berets are there, so we all gotta go. And Eric Roberts. Yeah, he's an intimidating son of a bitch. I would not want to run into Eric Roberts in a serious situation. Like, he seems very white-collar crime to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd love him as a, this kind of role, but I believe it. So,
Yeah,
I guess I'm saying I wouldn't have pictured him.
Yeah, it comes from like he's a CIA guy turned bad, whatnot.
Right,
so.
right. Or maybe he's, the financier or something. Like,
right.
I love the old, cobblestone walkways and roads. Old. Everything's old. Cobblestones are just cool. Yum. These two are so good. And they're waiting on a contact? Is that what it,
yeah.
Okay.
Hello. That's an entrance.
Mamacita. Don't they have a name? Is she somebody?
I don't think so.
Okay.
She's not all that recognizable to me.
Buddha and Pest. I like it. See, I always take a free gift. If somebody offers me something, don't have to tell me twice. Here I go. So I was right. He is the financier. Roberts, that is.
Yes. Yeah, everything I've heard about Eric Roberts, he's a really nice guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were going the other way on that.
No. It's, I don't know how long ago it was, but a friend of mine who worked like a boom operator on some real low budget thing that Roberts was on, he he took time to talk to everyone on the set and learn names, stuff like that. So the guy was a real sweet guy. I've seen interviews with him. He's just really just a fun guy to be around, I guess. So, brother of Julia.
I was going to say, he's definitely not the most famous Roberts in the family.
Yeah, but I like him better.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Just as an actor, I just...
I don't know about that. I think I'd pick Julia over Eric.
I don't know.
This smells like a poll question.
No, I'm not.
Which Roberts do you like better?
I'm not hardcore on the whole thing, but the few things I've seen Eric Robertson, I just really like his charisma on screen.
Oh yeah, he's great, but how many Oscars does he have?
Oh.
Just saying. Granted, his sister only has one, but that's still one more than him.
Oh well. How many world titles does he have?
Oh, God. Does that even matter at this point?
No, it don't.
I think it stopped mattering about 20 years ago. 20 years ago, he was probably the champion at this point.
Exactly 20 years ago. Not yet.
Oh.
I had to wait a few months before Mania 17. Just coming back from his neck surgery about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. I have a follow podcast that did the entire Attitude Era. I've listened to it many times.
All right.
I'm very familiar with the timeline.
Throwing the hat through the window is so good.
Classic.
He is very emotional, which I like.
Yeah.
We were talking about wrestling. He's going up the back way to like
scope it out.
Yeah,
I think,
okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I guess something they kind of added back into this cut is a little bit more Statham kind of going to Barney and whatnot, trying to get a little bit more kind of emotional sort of support with the relationship stuff, and Barney being a little bit more distant about things. So comes in a little bit later on. It's little subtle things, but Stallone wanted to add a little bit more of the weight back into the character stuff.
Stallone's really good at those little one-liner things that just change the complexity of an entire character or scene. He is very, in my opinion, underrated as far as screenwriting goes.
Oh yeah. And I mean, obviously, he's had a few goofy films here and there, and some things are a little off. But when the guy is really on with the production, the guy is fantastic. I mean, so much like First Blood, where the film really, they shot the whole film, and the thing was like this 2.5 or 3 hour long mess of a cut and everything, and he was almost ready to dump the whole thing. But then they kind of trimmed it down and re-edited it, and he kind of told the editor whatnot, take away as much of my stuff as possible. Make me as minimal of a character in the film as possible so he could have more presence when he does something or says something. So they cut out most of his lines to make him more of a presence instead of just someone chopping up the screen or something like that. So he was very specific about knowing how to present his characters.
Yeah, I don't know, I think about a lot of the movies that he's written, and he's so good at, just little tidbits here and there that without them would completely change the movie, and holy shit, that would hurt so bad.
Right into the ear, yeah.
I mean, I have grown up with ear problems, and I know how painful ear can be.
Oh, I had once had my ear plugged up once I went to the immediate care and the guy stuck the needle in there.
Yeah.
And it hit the wrong spot. Like, fucking Christ.
Yeah. I've ruptured an eardrum. I've had all the good stuff. He's good with those knives. Now, all of the blood really, it's
the CG is really not A grade on this thing at all. I don't want to say it's like C grade to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't get some squibs or something?
Yeah, man.
Does that just take so much time and effort and setup?
Yeah.
Like, has it come to this?
Yeah, I mean, again, when you saw Rambo 4, the thing was bloody as fucking hell.
Oh, it's gory. It's all get out. It's so good.
It was a lot. If they used CG stuff in that thing, it really wasn't apparent at all to me.
And that was after this?
Right before, about 2 years before this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, I really like that one.
2008, yeah. Yes, I can easily remember when it came out because it was like January of 2008, and I was trying to call one of my actors on the Fixer.
Okay.
And he was sitting in the theater waiting to see the film.
Oh.
I kept calling him and pestering him. I didn't realize. I called him once and he hung up. He didn't take the call. Then he called him again. It's like, I'm sitting in the theater waiting to see Rambo. I was like, oh, sorry.
Oh, the guy had like meat or something on the cart there.
No. Leave it for the dogs now.
Is that laundry? Cocaine? What was that back there in the bundles?
Maybe both. You gotta smuggle it somehow.
I remember when I saw this the first time, I was so like confused as to why she wouldn't just go with them.
Right. The connections aren't made until a little later.
And, you know, we didn't really talk about it at the beginning.
Sure.
But, you know, we've discussed in previous commentaries about when you have a genre picture, you need to start off the first, you know, 15 minutes of, you know, including some sort of, you know, giving the audience an idea of what the type of picture you're watching.
The tone and the genre, stuff like that, yeah.
And so it's so common in action movies, and they did it here almost flawlessly, where your group of characters is doing some other story.
Yeah.
They're finishing a project.
Right.
Where you get to know them a little bit, and you get to see that it's like, okay, this is going to be a shoot-'em-up action movie.
What these dudes are about, what's going to happen, this type of thing. What's your expectations?
And I'm going to circle this back to Stallone being, like, absolutely top-notch in, okay, maybe he's a little chalk with, you know, all of his movies are the same formula.
Maybe.
But
yeah,
they're all great. And
they're well put together.
They're well put together.
Yeah.
And this one is no exception because, like, they're going to get home here in a minute, and I'm pretty sure that's our midpoint.
Yeah.
Like, right now, they've escaped the island.
Yeah.
And, you know, timestamp at 49 minutes. Yeah. And I mean, the movie's not much more than 100 minutes, right?
There's about another hour left in the film.
Okay.
So maybe within the next 5-6 minutes.
Okay.
It should stamp itself.
I was thinking, you know, they're maybe it's when they get back and decide that they're going to take the mission, or
well, I think because Mickey Rourke has this one particular scene coming up that I think alters the
trajectory of the character.
Yeah, what Ross is going to decide to do in the situation.
Right, because at this point they still haven't.
Right.
They're still on the recon.
Right.
Oh, fry and die. I love fry and die.
Yeah, this is good.
You're right. I was thinking that they were done on the island now. Mm-hmm. But they're not. And whoever came up with this...
Right up at the nose.
I can't even imagine sticking my head out of a moving airplane.
That's why I was thinking watching this before. It's like, man, I don't know.
I mean, the plane's going 200 miles an hour. And that's all his shirt is moving? And the weather, the wind doesn't, like, completely rip his head off? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What a great visual. Aside from the CGI blood.
Yeah.
And everyone gets a little rain.
There we go.
Didn't he just shoot a bullet? Maybe not.
Maybe it was a flare.
Maybe it was a flare.
Flare, because he grabbed the flare from the glove box, whatever you want to call it.
I see.
Yeah. I mean, the practical explosions look good, but they mix a little. Look like they mix a little CGI in a shot or something there. So, yeah, it's just strange. Like I said, I imagine a lot of the budget went to securing these action stars and setting up a lot of the pyrotechnics and the physical stuff and so on. So the post-production got a little shortchanged on the budget.
That makes sense. If Lionsgate says, I'm putting my foot down, you can only have so much money.
Right.
It's weird to think, that sometimes studios get so standoffish with a dollar figure.
Yeah.
And that can sometimes kill an entire project.
It can go either way. I mean, either if you don't spend enough, then either maybe you shortchange the marketing on the whole thing, or you don't have enough to make the quality of the production good enough, or you spend way too much and you don't make it back. So I couldn't possibly tell you how these people figure these things out. How someone goes through a script and tallies up, well, this is going to cost this much, that's going to cost that much. I have no idea. Yeah, look. I was going to say, look how tall he is, and he stepped down off the freaking thing.
Yeah, and he's still taller than everybody.
Oh yeah.
Austin looks like $1 million here, doesn't he?
Straight up, man. He's been retired for like 7 years at this point.
And this is, let's see, this is 2000? Is that or 2010 rather? 2010 when it came out? Okay. Yeah, so this is a couple years after his the movie that he was in for WWE. Condemned, yeah. That was 2007.
Okay.
Which I saw WrestleMania weekend that year. Okay. It was in Detroit, and they had a premiere, and we all sat in the theater and watched it. It was the first viewing, and then he came out and talked, and it was awesome.
That was what, Mania 23?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, Detroit 23.
I'm not familiar with that one.
That's the one that featured our current president shaving Vince McMahon's head.
Yeah.
I was present for that.
No, okay.
Fun times.
My DVD collection only goes up to 22.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh, because that was Chicago, right.
So I got the old box set, the first 21, and I bought 22, and
Yeah, Steve Austin was the special guest referee for that. Oh, that's Harris. I've been there. I've lost money at that casino.
As many people have. Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That quarterback put his hands on her. Some punk. Here we go. Like you're already rooting for him to just leave everybody laying.
That's nice. I like that.
Look at the headband back here.
Oh, yeah.
Just breaking people's necks. The old 1 against 8.
I was like, Lee here, man. He's taking out twice as many guys, probably about 100 times better than these dudes, man. This is...
That punch looked really good, by the way. That last one.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that looked good.
This is nice. Mm-hmm.
That's a great line. And then make her feel bad, as if he's not going to take her back now. This old car is just so good.
Oh, it looks mint.
Have you seen some of the photos going around currently with Stallone with his white hair and
I don't think so.
He's I don't know how old he is now, 70.
Right, yeah, roughly.
And
I follow his Instagram.
He I saw an article where he is still wanting to do his own stunts on something, and they're being very like, "Sir, you're 70 and you're a famous person. We can't let you do this." And he's like, "I'm Sly Stallone. I can do what I want."
He's fucking Stallone.
But he has all white hair and beards in the photos I saw, which I thought was kind of cool.
Well, he is doing there's another film he's doing right now called Samaritan, which is kind of like a vigilante film, so it might be done up for that.
Sure. I mean, that just could be natural, though, too, you know?
Well, never know. I mean, I've been, again, watching his Instagram as he's been putting together this Rocky IV director's cut.
Okay.
And he's going to look pretty much about the same as he is here.
This is the first glimpse that we get that Garza isn't actually in charge of anything.
Yeah, he's...
He's more of a pawn in the whole... Yeah. He's the figurehead. He's the Jack Tunney of Valena.
Goddamn Jack Tunney. I'm the Take Tunney. As someone has said.
Oh. I feel like Rourke actually smokes this pipe in real life.
I don't doubt
it. You know what I mean? Like, it looks so natural that I feel like I've seen it in other movies.
He's had some substance issues around the up and down and around, I think. He's been through a lot of ringers, man.
What a look. What a look out of Rourke. My dad used to smoke a pipe when I was a kid.
Yeah, you brought that up.
And, man, I used to love the smell of the tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I think he used to have like one of those. It was like almost like a spice rack for the different pipes to hang them up.
Mm.
I don't know why I remember this stuff. I mean, I was young. I was like 4 or 5.
Mm.
I mean, he still smokes like a chimney, cigarettes, but I just love the smell of that pipe tobacco. It's so much more appealing than cigarette smoke. Not that any of it's good for you, and I don't condone any of it, but...
Mm.
This is his Quint moment.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. Like the little twitches he's got going on in this whole thing.
I mean, he's underrated.
Oh, yeah.
But you're right. He's, all of his demons have really kept him from...
Staying afloat for long stretches, yeah.
And to think that he was like a heartthrob in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, he was...
What was is it 9.5 weeks?
9.5 weeks with Basin Air.
I only saw it once, and it was a long time ago.
Okay. I never.
I don't recall even what it's about, but I remember it being slightly controversial for some... Like, I don't know if it was just, sex heavy. It was kind of that era of erotic thriller dramas.
Yeah.
And maybe that was what it was. Like,
yeah.
But I think he was, like, a super heartthrob.
Oh, yeah.
And then, he fucked up his face.
Yeah, the boxing. Yeah.
But, I mean, like, Stallone was also a boxer, right? I mean, or was that just fictitious?
It was just fictitious.
Because I thought he actually had a background, like, when he was a kid.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. I'm just making shit up again.
Yeah. But yeah, that whole scene was just like, I mean... Rourke's character talking about this whole encounter that he had, that almost like... Him and Ross over in Bosnia, and like, whatever happened there almost kind of completely destroyed his soul and everything like that, and basically stirring it up, and Barney is like, okay, I gotta go back and make this right. So
Austin doesn't have a lot of dialogue,
which is good. It's probably good. Roberts can shoulder the weight of all that and just have Austin as the tough guy behind him, the muscle. No, he doesn't. Austin had a little domestic violence in his background. Remember with Deborah?
Yeah, I do recall that. Although I think it was a little blown out of proportion.
I know he do not want to talk. He does not want to talk about it, which I can't blame him.
I think there were some alcohol involved and some bad choices that were made. I'm not defending him or the actions.
No.
But I also feel like situations like that, people tend to believe whatever the woman says, regardless of the degree of truth involved. To err on the side of caution.
In a lot of cases where you have different sides of perspective of situations, sometimes the truth is a little bit more
in the middle.
The middle of their perspectives. So.
Right. And so I don't know. I you know what?
Yeah.
I've never been a like super duper Steve Austin fan.
Here's some waterboarding for you.
Love waterboarding.
That was topical.
Yeah. Abu Ghraib and all that. You love that he's drinking a cup of coffee.
No.
I've never been a like giant Steve Austin is the greatest thing ever In fact, you were talking about the Attitude Era. That was when I actually stopped watching because I didn't like it anymore.
Okay.
So I came back, don't worry.
Sure.
So
yes.
I like Austin, but I mean, he was never must-see TV for me.
Okay.
So I'm not just defending him because he was a childhood hero.
Sure.
I genuinely feel like the story was a little blown out of proportion. Maybe he isn't so bad of a guy after all. But in the long run, he's a badass in this.
Yeah.
And you're right. I don't know if he needs a lot of dialogue, but because he was such a superstar, a much bigger name and recognizable than...
You kind of expect a little bit more.
Yeah, more than anybody else on his side of the team here.
Right.
All the bad guys in this one, he's the most famous.
Right. And I mean, I can't break it. He's just stone cold to me. I can't really see him as a different character so much in this because, I mean, like I said, he's not really projecting anything else but generally that type of attitude, so there's not much else to create a different persona here, so...
Yeah, like in the Condemned, he was obviously the star of the movie.
Sure.
So it was, but I don't know. I mean, he had a lot of dialogue and a lot of character, and he swore a lot, which was new to anybody that watched him on TV.
Well, the an R-rated level,
right?
Yeah.
Yang.
His name is Yin Yang.
His name is Yin Yang?
Well, we got Lee Christmas, now we got Yin Yang.
Wait, it's a shoot?
Yeah.
His name is Yin Yang.
Yes, it is. Rourke's character's name is Tool.
I knew that.
Tool, and then I saw Terry Crews' name in his thing.
They said it earlier, and it's something ridiculous.
Hold up. Terry Crews is Hail Caesar.
Yeah.
Let's see. Couture is just called Toll Road, so that's fine. Austin's character name is Dan Payne.
Oh. This is hilarious.
I'm going to say Stallone's co-writer made up these names. Yeah, this is nice.
This is hilarious.
Yeah.
He's saying that everything is harder because he's short and small.
This is nice. Yeah, I mean, talking about formulas, like they hit the action beats at a good interval on this thing.
Yeah, because
It's pretty
even
consistent.
this is, clearly the portion where they're in New Orleans and they're trying to decide if they're going to take the job and et cetera, et cetera.
And Robert's character's like, "Who the fuck are these guys?" And try to eliminate them before they come back and make more trouble for me.
There could have been a good 20 minutes here with no action because both of the sides are not
Separated,
together. Yeah, right.
But the linking thing with Lundgren's character adds a little bit more into that, where he can front the chase towards these guys back on the mainland.
The mainland. Listen to you.
Those dry land fuckers.
That chrome bumper there is a great little visual.
Nice engine noise too. I like the ring on Stallone, man. This thing's chromed out and shit too.
Yeah, they just showed a close up of it while
Yeah.
you were talking a little earlier. And Gunner's driving the semi or the little SUV? Is he in the Bronco or the semi just collateral damage? Is that what I'm...
I think the semi is
Okay.
just, yeah.
I'm trying to get a taste of the geography here, because
Yeah.
when they started off this little scene, they were still in the French Quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Or on the outside of it. And this is kind of nowhere near the French Quarter.
No, it doesn't look like it anywhere close to it.
But it is, I mean, this is kind of what the town of New Orleans looks like.
Yeah, in general.
The suburbs when you're not in,
Yeah.
not suburbs, but the outskirts when you're not downtown.
Just put an impression of his boot on the guy's face. I wonder what size Lundgren wears, man. 15 or something, maybe.
Woo!
I wear a 13. I'm
13? You're a 13?
a 13. I have big feet, man. I always have trouble finding shoes.
I figured you didn't have no problem finding shoes because they'd always have your size. No?
So he's,
Conversely, I wear a 9.5, which is extremely common, and I can never find it because everyone's already bought them. Wonder what size shoe Jet Li wears. 7?
oh,
Oh, these are the two that had the heat at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense. He is a very talented little dude.
He says, "What do you wear? A size 3?"
Well,
Maybe a little shorter, a little more, a little exaggerated.
I'm looking him up here. Jet Li, just some quick stats here. Jet Li, born April of '63, so he was only 47 when this movie came out.
Okay, yeah.
He looks older than 47, by the way. He's 5'6", so significantly shorter than everybody else.
Significantly shorter than Dolph Lundgren. I'm surprised his feet can reach his Dolph's chin right now.
Yeah, no
be
kidding.
Hitting these kicks, man. Dolph's like a good foot taller than him. At least. Oh. Ow. Ow.
Yeah, everything looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, Stallone knows how to direct action really well, man. I mean, there's some stuff later on where I think they edit a little too fast, but he generally knows the language of how to do action so well.
Lee, you mean?
No, Stallone.
Oh, Stallone.
Being the director here.
I see. That's awesome. He's not going to give it up. Something about these people, the mercenary type.
Mm-hmm.
They're just hardwired to like not snitch and.
Well, Gunner's almost like, what does it matter anymore? He feels a little hopeless in the situation.
And I do kind of like that we don't hear what he said.
Yeah. I like how they do carry on the whole. In a couple of the sequels and whatnot. That Barney is kind of a stubborn guy to work with. Sometimes he wants to go out alone and leave these guys behind, but they won't let him do it. Stuff like that. I like the dynamic. It creates a little something to work with. A little.
Well, yeah. I mean, the power of friendship, right?
Right.
I mean,
it shows the loyalty. That he doesn't want to put them in more danger than he's willing to take responsibility for. But then they're too loyal to him to let him go out at the shit by himself.
It's a very elaborate.
Yeah.
Viking funeral.
Boys in 1,000 Miles.
This seems like something that would happen in a New Orleans-based gang.
Yeah. I gotta say, Cruise, man, he's fucking jacked, dude. He's fucking huge.
Yeah. I saw an interview with him where he, a long time ago, where he was saying that he was an extra in Training Day. And he has a couple different scenes because the director saw him and liked him and kept like putting him in just as an extra.
Sure.
So you go back and watch Training Day, he's completely uncredited, but he's there a couple times. Fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
He and his sister have the same mouth. I feel like he's older.
Yeah, I was gonna say he feels like he's almost quite a bit older than Julia. I don't know. And there she just keeps herself looking top grade a lot more than he does in terms of age. He was born in '56. See if there's a link on this.
I think she was born in like 60 or 61, maybe.
56.
Might be later than that.
His daughter is Emma Roberts, who was in Scream 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, nice.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
I don't know. I'm just
because I knew that
damn Wikipedia.
I knew that Emma Roberts was her niece, but I couldn't remember. Like, I never think of Eric Roberts as part of the family, even though I know who he is, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, she was born in '67, like over a decade later.
67. Okay.
Julia. Yeah, like 11-year difference between the two of them and stuff.
Okay. Which would have made her about 22, 23-ish or so in Pretty Woman.
Sure, that's
so
about right.
That sounds about right, yeah. I think she was only like 18 or 19 in Mystic Pizza, so...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's getting his little, he's getting angry, or he's gonna say you. You're not the boss of me. I always thought this was a little bizarre. Them spreading the bombs around the compound. I mean, are they all radio controlled? Is that the idea?
I'd imagine so.
Great touch on giving his knives the round.
Yeah,
the like scissor handle.
Yeah.
Because it makes for a great silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of don't buy that Stallone would know like the geography of the place to plant all of these little C4 radio bombs. But I don't know. It's an action movie. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, okay, they have the bombs. They're putting them around. That's enough.
Yeah, I think it's just like, okay, wherever, almost like wherever you feel is going to cause.
But how many do they have, really? I mean, like. I take it that's supposed to be some sort of fuel?
Flammable or something, yeah.
I like putting them on the ceiling because people wouldn't tend to look up and see them.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's got them like they're potato chips. I mean, they're just around. Look at all that cocaine. Wow. Like, they go every 10 feet here? Like how many do you have?
Like that Stafford last Motley Crue like a weekend.
Top dollar toot, that was. Look, he's literally putting them out like every third column.
It's like he's shuffling out a deck or something.
He's putting them on every column.
Oh, man. You got like 150 of these things or something.
Well, they have to weigh a lot, right?
Pound or two at least.
Right. You're running full bore with 20 of these things in your pocket?
Did you see again, you see the size of Terry Crews.
I did.
Then you saw the size of Jet Li. He's probably got like 5 of these on him.
Right. He has to work so much harder.
Right.
He deserves more money because he's smaller.
He's got to spread them out farther.
Oh!
Yeah.
See, more bad CGI.
Yeah. And again, I guess in like sequences like this, in the theatrical, it ended up playing out more like Stallone's character was much more like taking pleasure in it and stuff like that. It was a lot more sadistic.
Okay.
I think he recut a lot of the stuff to be a bit more just him doing the job, efficient and straightforward and whatnot. So he kind of altered the complexion and the intent of what his character was doing in the film.
Makes sense.
All right, here we go.
Is that my boy? Our boy?
I
like him so much more now than I ever did in the Attitude Era.
Okay. You know, see Steve Austin kick Stallone's ass. Give him a hell yeah. He's got to pull him up on the neck so he looks about the same height as Austin.
Yeah. He's standing on bricks of cocaine right now to get up there.
Yeah.
He is so jacked.
Oh.
And he does, like, he looks that way today.
Yeah, he's just always kept himself really solid shape. I mean, just for the sake of him not looking like he's slumped down or whatnot. He wants to make sure he looks like the same marketable guy he's always been, so he can keep making appearance money and everything off it.
And 20 years before this, he did not look like that.
No.
By the way. That is a lot of coke or heroin, whichever.
Oh.
It's always fun when captors are, just
John, yeah.
Yeah. What size shirt you think that is on Austin?
Well, Austin,
is that a large?
Like The Rock, he'll wear the shirt that's like 2 sizes too small for him, so his vascularness pops out.
That's right.
The guy can't find a shirt that fits him worth a crap.
You have to call him Dwayne now.
Dwayne. Sorry, Dwayne. At The Rock Says on Twitter.
Oh, is that his handle?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, it was. I don't feel like they change the handles all the time.
He's another guy. Like, I like Austin.
No,
10 times more than I like
At The Rock on
Okay.
Twitter. So I can call him The Rock because he wants to be called The Rock.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's at Dwayne.
I cannot stand him. Particularly as a wrestler.
Okay.
Hated him.
Favorite wrestler is Bret Hart. Okay. My favorite.
Your
is
favorite, okay.
The Hitman. We're good.
Oh, yeah.
We're good.
100%.
We're good with the Hit.
100%. I'm a Macho Man guy.
Right.
So,
I love Macho.
Right. There we go. We have no heat. I'm just saying, I can't stand The Rock.
I can do a Macho impression.
Oh.
I can't do no Stone Cold. I can't do that.
Everybody does a Macho.
I'll wait until Trent.
I bet Jet Li does
I'll
a
wait until
Macho.
we get Trent back.
Okay.
Because he's got to be here for that stuff.
I bet he can pull off a Hogan.
Oh, straight.
He loves Hogan.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Hulk Hogan more than Trent. I almost can't tell what's going on. The editing's a little much.
Like I said, when I was watching this, like, they shoot it all right, but I think they're just cutting way too much. You need to dial it back a little bit. Let the shots play out a little longer.
I mean, I just need to register what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as bad as that chainsaw ending that we saw a few commentaries
they're not
ago.
shaking the camera on all that much. Just a little too rapid fire in places where you can't maintain exactly the geography of
Well, I can't even tell who's who necessarily.
Right. Everyone's wearing black. On black.
You get a shot of like Austin's head, but you can't tell who he's against.
Right. It's a little.
Everyone's got a beret on. Like it's.
Right. If you pulled the camera back a little bit and let the shots play out a little longer, it'd be a lot smoother.
Ow!
Oh.
Jesus!
It's not like we're swallowing anymore.
Oh.
That wasn't Stallone. Stallone ain't doing no fucking head scissor.
I didn't know that was supposed to be Stallone. I couldn't tell. I didn't know which one that was.
Brought in Rey Mysterio or
I think
something.
I just assumed it was Jet Li. I kind of like that you can't tell the difference between the bricks of cocaine and the bricks of bricks. Like, it all blends in. I'm sure that was intentional, but... stylistically, I just think it's a cool touch.
Mm-hmm. Well, there we go.
Oh, shit!
Let's get some hardcore with hard artillery in this sucker.
I mean, we have the volume turned mostly down, but I can still feel those
that's
bullet
a son of a bitch, yeah. Yeah, I was watching
this
all
is a cannon.
Yeah, I mean, when I was watching this with the proper volume levels, like, I gotta crank this down too much. You're gonna hear this next door. But they make enough noise next door for me anyway, so...
Oh, that's right. I forgot you have...
I've had some problems.
That's funny.
Bring up all my Facebook rantings on this commentary.
Do they take U.S. dollars in Valena?
Yeah.
I guess he's the financier guy, so...
Yeah. And I go into currency exchange with a giant
right.
fucking suitcase full of money.
He just said he's not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
Including the currency exchange.
Well.
So, I've kind of, I don't want to say not been paying attention, but
sure.
Has the objective changed? The objective changed at the midpoint, right? Because they're no longer interested.
Rourke scene, yeah.
They're no longer interested in getting Garza for the money. Now they're interested in saving the girl.
Mainly, and
okay.
More or less, kind of saving the girl and taking out Robert's character. That's more the
okay.
But fight for her ideals instead of what Church sent them out here for.
Okay, so it was a legit objective change at the midpoint.
I would suspect that.
Okay.
I would believe that, yeah.
Which is, I mean, Stallone has never had a problem structurally.
No.
All of his movies are spot on, you know.
Yeah, again, look how big Austin is next to Roberts. Roberts looks like a fucking midget.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's supposed to be, you know, Roberts' bodyguard muscle.
Right. I'm just saying, again, comparatively, Austin looks fucking gigantic. Sometimes you just never know how big these wrestlers are until you put them next to real people.
Right.
It's like, remember that one time this is Attitude Era, but Schwarzenegger showed up on SmackDown once.
Okay.
And on film, Schwarzenegger looks fucking huge, but then you put him next to guys, they're again, like The Rock and stuff like that, who are like 6'5", 275 pounds. Schwarzenegger looks like an average dude.
Right. I felt that way when I met Danny Trejo. I was like, Danny Trejo's got to be this larger-than-life, badass pro wrestler type, and he's shorter than I am. I mean, it's like,
jeez.
Oh. He's jacked, but he's a little...
He's a teddy bear, man.
He's a little man. Yeah, he's hilarious. He is a teddy bear. But, I mean, he's a tiny little guy.
Huh.
Machete. Well, all that C4 paid off.
Not so much the CGI.
I mean, the smoke billowing looks okay.
Yeah.
Inside, though, it's all real...
It's almost like if they just adjusted the black levels a little bit, they would have blended a lot better. I don't know.
Some of the smoke looked almost like dry ice or something. You know, like it doesn't look like smoke.
Right.
Because if they had actual smoke, you wouldn't be able to see anything.
Right. Yeah, another director's cut alteration that he put these rock songs in the sequence too, so I kind of liked it. Kind of punches the film up a little more.
Yeah, but those bad gunshot CGI blood spurts they just take me out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you compare side by side with Rambo, that one was just called Rambo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the extended version was like John Rambo, but regardless.
Okay.
It gets a little... First Blood, then it's Rambo First Blood Part 2, then it's Rambo 3.
Right.
It's just Rambo. It's way too complicated.
It's so dumb. And then Rambo Last Blood.
Rambo Last Blood. Just... Please.
Did you like that one?
Last Blood, not much.
I thought it was a great movie. I did not think it was a good Rambo movie.
No.
It
felt like a film Rambo just happened to show up in.
It was a great movie that they stuck the Rambo character in.
Right. It wasn't a Rambo story.
Correct.
He just happened to be there when these events were unfolding.
Right. But on the whole, the story I thought was good.
Okay.
3 is really not great either, but it's fun. It's just not great.
I think Rambo 3 is a better photographed film and feels more cinematic than the second one, but...
Like, how are these three just running through the bullets and the bombs?
Yeah, there's no scratches, no blood, no nothing.
No shrapnel, no anything.
Mm.
Oh, I see. He blew up their moat. Good stuff.
So that's probably when he... I imagine it might be when he was undoing the canisters before.
The tank, yeah.
Okay. That's a little sliver of pre-planning there.
Yeah.
It's nice. Shows these guys know what they're doing.
And that's a good move, Austin. Put the door down as a bridge.
Oh.
The Superman punch or whatever they call it now.
I'll get the wrestler in with the MMA guy. That's seems logical.
I would hope that Austin would just kick his ass. And again, part of the fun in this is that you want to see these different action stars match up against each other.
Right.
But they're shooting and editing at such a frenetic pace that you can't even register what's happening between these two. Like, until you said something, I don't even know if I knew it was Randy Couture was the one that was fighting him. It was like, oh, which guy is that? It's dark.
Yeah.
They show his ear and you go, oh, okay, now I know.
I noticed it off the hat. He was wearing the kind of floppy thingamajigger hat there.
Oh, like a fisherman's hat?
Yeah, something along that range.
I had one of those when I fished a lot. It was great. Ah, Tony Caesar?
Yeah, I guess they cut that bit down too because, again, the CJ wasn't terribly good on Austin.
That was Austin that got burned up, right?
Yeah.
So he met his demise in the fire?
Yeah, if they had Tony, it would have been a real burn.
Well, right. Yeah, that was definitely
that's
CGI
digital,
fire.
Yeah, that's digital stuff. That's not good. But yeah, Stallone, in this cut, he trimmed that stuff down because it didn't look that good, so...
Well, yeah, it didn't look good here. I can't imagine more of it being better.
Yeah.
And even that looked fake.
Yeah, again.
Huh. I don't think I noticed how bad it was in previous viewings. Like, I guess when you're watching to be entertained, it's different.
Right.
You're not paying attention analytically.
Mm.
That reflection of the fire in his eyes was just brilliant. Oh, Caesar! We got the wrong Caesar on this film.
Not the wrong one.
We need our boy Tony. What a nice man he was. We're going to talk about him in the next one, so.
Almost need to create a Tony Caesar
playlist.
He's been with us since the beginning without even us knowing.
The very first one.
Yes.
And I would have never known about Tony Caesar had... you know what? I'll save it.
Yeah, we got something else coming up.
I'll save it.
We got.
That's called a tease, folks. Stay tuned.
We got Sly. We got Roberts.
Yeah, you're the asshole here.
Yeah. So well, this is the part where he's talking about I was CIA and everything like that. I had different aspirations of like being corrupt and shit like that. And so he goes rogue and.
He's got a great salt and pepper hairdo there.
Ah.
It's almost like a half and half. Two-Face. Oof. And through the back. Right. And that looks very fake.
Yeah, that don't look good. We should watch the DVD version instead.
No kidding.
You have a VHS of this?
Did they even still make VHS in 2010?
Probably not.
So a great circle back here. When he was firing off that 6-shooter,
Yeah.
and Statham threw the knife in the very first scene was when they talked about it being a tie.
Yeah.
And then they brought it back here to once again have that insider,
Yeah.
trait that.
Yeah.
Blue sky. Well, not so much there. It's all cloudy and gross.
It's like dawn or whatnot, probably.
Yeah, I thought the blue sky was a metaphor for
Okay.
Things being better now.
Okay.
But I guess I'm wrong because it's rainy and cloudy. And ultimately, he still leaves her there.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't look as good now as she did at the
No,
beginning.
she doesn't. I don't know what the case is. Fucking ring, man. Holy
It's a great
shit.
ring.
That's a weapon right there, man.
This plane is out of control too, by the way. What do you think this thing costs?
No clue. What about that hat? How much that hat costs, man? Try that thing out.
What a great game. He's so obnoxious, but I love him. I would have win. I haven't seen the second one in a really long time. Do they continue this banter?
I'm trying to remember if Dolph Lundgren's even in the second one. I can't remember.
I feel like he's not now.
Lee is only there for like the opening sequence.
Some good poetry, yeah. Think Stallone wrote this limerick? Well, it's not a limerick anymore.
No, Lundgren is in the second film, but Lee definitely jettisons after like the first act for the opening of the film.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, good ending.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah. I mean, oddly, it's the most serious one of the three. The second one definitely gets a lot more loose with its tone and whatnot. Plays things up more in jokes, tongue in cheek stuff.
There's a lot of like callbacks to previous movies dialogue, right?
Right. There's a lot of like
I'll be
trading
back
of
and-
catchphrases and the Chuck Norris stuff. Chad Stahelski, you end up being the director on the John Wick movies. I think Corey Yuen was also like a Hong Kong action director.
Huh.
Did coordination on this.
Look at all of these stunt people.
Oh.
These are all stunts. Huh.
Whew.
I don't know if I like this font. It's weird. I mean, I get what it's trying to be, but I feel like it makes it hard to read.
A little bit.
But Michael Applebaum.
Autumn Bow.
Bryce Finns is a good name.
Bryce Finns.
So, yeah, I don't...
Ferdinand Duplantier.
Oh, sure.
Duplantier.
Hilton Garrett III. I think that the chemistry between the actors is real. Like, it feels like everyone was having fun when they made this movie.
Straight up. And definitely feels like they didn't just get together for the film. They've been circling around each other for a long time. It's definitely Stallone and Statham, because, I mean, even later on, Stallone ends up, like, producing and writing that. Statham does this film called Homefront a couple years later, and Stallone wrote it. He produced it for him.
Okay.
So they're really, really tight together.
Huh.
Lukin Zin. I wasn't sure about that one.
So, yeah, I mean...
These credits run for about 7 minutes, so we gotta find something to talk about.
Oh, no. What are we going to talk about?
There you go.
We did a lot of talking about wrestling in this one, so sorry for that. If you're...
We got about another 7 minutes left.
God. What? All right, let's run to the painters. Joel Watts. Not related to pro wrestler Joel Watts. I guess he wasn't a wrestler, he was an announcer.
Watts? Like Cowboy Bill Watts?
Yeah, his son Joel was a video guy.
Okay.
And put together a lot of vignettes, and he was more of a cameraman guy.
Like Tricky Labasseur. John Rocky.
There was another Rocky in here, too. Or no, it was Rock. It was just quote-unquote Rock.
Wow. Oh, come on.
So, yeah, that means he was probably a dummy. I don't know why I hate The Rock so much, but I just do. I never liked him.
Okay.
He's literally like the most highest paid actor in Hollywood right now.
Yeah.
And doesn't do it for me.
I haven't seen one of his films. I've seen like Scorpion King, Rundown, and then watched that G.I. Joe sequel, which wasn't very good.
The Rundown I actually thought was fun. I liked The Rundown.
Okay.
I like Walking Tall.
Okay. Well, it's like I went into Scorpion King thinking it'd be like Conan the Barbarian, very serious, hard up action movies. Like it's an action comedy. It kind of let me down.
Sure.
Which, oddly enough, had another Godsmack song attached to it.
Did this come out like in the early part of the year? Do you have a release date on this thing?
Am I thinking?
I feel like this is a January action movie.
No, I don't think so. Hold on. Give me a hot second.
Okay.
First film was released in August of 2010.
So, summer blockbuster is the intent.
Yeah. Second film was also released in August.
Okay.
The third one, I think, was probably maybe July or August, so they kept on a pretty solid type of thing how they were putting that out.
Got it. I don't know. It feels like a January movie to me. Or February, like winter.
Yeah. Well, even the fourth Rambo came out in January as well, as I...
That also feels like a January action movie. But I get, I guess August, there's not a lot happening.
Right, August is kind of in a typical type of sense, it's kind of a unusual month where it's kind of hit or miss.
Right, it's not your summer,
right?
Like mainstay.
May and June,
July,
the big thing. July, yeah.
And then August is winding down, and Labor Day weekend is like the worst weekend of all time. Kiss of Death.
Out.
Kiss of Death. Yeah. So,
just a bunch of
single names.
Single names. Fabino, Valmier.
Ricardo, Cacalo. Uh-oh.
Worldwide effects.
Visual effects. Oh,
no.
God. This is good. This is the reason that the credits are 9 minutes long.
Yeah. Chris Tucker.
There was a Chris Tucker.
There's a
There
Chris
is a Chris
Tucker.
Tucker, a coordinator, Chris Tucker, right. 3D animators. Ooh. I guess this was that time when everything was in 3D, but I don't think this
They
was.
didn't do 3D for any of them. I don't believe.
I didn't think so.
I don't think so. They never.
But 2010.
I would have seen a 3D Blu-ray or something. I don't think they did that at all. I don't think Lionsgate would have put that money up for that.
2010 was the kind of peak of 3D, though, at the time.
Yeah. But if they're only putting $80 million into it, we're putting it where we thought they put it, and not so
Well,
much.
it certainly
into
wasn't
the
into the CGI.
They're not going to front 3D costs. I mean, the film made about 240 some
Did
odd
it make
million,
that much?
About 240 some odd $1 million. So
Good for them.
tripled its budget at least.
Good for them. I wonder if Stallone ever negotiates anything on the back end for himself financially.
I don't know. I never tend to hear much about it.
I don't either.
Phil
but,
Hartman,
Oh,
model maker.
model maker Phil Hartman. Huh. Scarlet Letters.
Eddie
is,
Crawl by Scarlet Letter.
that's
nice.
they're who to blame for this bad font, I guess. Oh, Gustavo Santana did banking.
Oh. So offshore accounts come in.
I thought Applebaum would have been the banker, but no.
Grinding. DVD duplication. Credits. What the heck?
Jefferson Parish gets credit here, not Orleans Parish, which is interesting.
Oh,
Because they shot it in New Orleans.
Big Daddy Cool. Diesel right
Oh,
there.
right. The people of Louisiana got credit. Born on the Bayou, yeah, that's good. There's your Mississippi
Credence.
Queen. Ugh. What was the name of that production thing that we saw at the beginning?
Millennium Films.
Millennium Films. We got to look that up and see if there are anybody. I wonder, like I said, I wonder if they're associated with Stallone in some way. Because you said that was also on
the Wikipedia link. Independent global film distributor based in Los Angeles. So
Okay.
now called Alchemy.
5 guys named Mo. That's a fun name. There's only one Mo, though, and that's Mo Howard. Well, here's a little detour that from what we normally do.
And we'll hit up the sequels in time.
Yeah. At some point when we need some filler.
Yeah, break it up a little bit. Yeah.
We got a lot planned, though.
Yeah.
And, we're getting into the holidays.
Yes.
So, we got some holiday flair coming your way.
Oh, yes, so much.
So, all right. Well,
So, folks, thanks
see
so
you
much.
next time.
And see you around.
bye-bye.